I feel like now, you have to be a pussy. Because if not, you will end up 6 feet under. The way it's going now, with guys carrying long swords and stuff, you will end up 6 feet under, bro. Yes, people. What are you telling me? What are you saying? You're right, yeah? You're right, yeah? So, today, yeah, I just wanted to talk about conflict management. I feel like a lot of people don't know about conflict management. Like, how to handle conflicts, like how to deal with conflict. Do you get what I mean? How to de-escalate, how to like ignore. I feel like, and as well, like especially when you're from the ends, a lot of people don't know how to handle it. Do you get what I mean? They don't know how to handle it. And then this is why you have a lot of like stab and all this kind of thing, like chefing and all this, because people don't know how to handle conflict. So I was coming home yesterday, yeah, driving home, and then I'm coming off a side road into another side road, yeah, and then there's a traffic light as you come off that side road onto, say this is the side road, yeah, and then I'm coming onto this road, yeah, so I make a right, and then I'm trying to go left, and then there's the oncoming vehicle is turning right and coming onto where I am here, yeah. He's coming opposite, but he wants to go straight in it. But obviously there's a red light, there's another car behind me, innit? So the other car, basically two now, the other car blocks the road because the road is narrow, the road is small, so the other car blocks the road. So my man comes now, yeah, and he's like, oh, just doing bare body language, bare hands and that. And you can see like he's shouting like through the window, innit? We got both of our windows down, so you can see my man shouting at. I'm looking at my man, I'm saying, look, it's a red, bro. Like, how can I go if it's a red? Tell my man's the one that's blocking the road. He's obstructing your access. It's not me, bro. So why are you telling me doing all this and that? All my man had to do, yeah, was this. Oh. And I'd have been like, oh yeah, cool, say nothing. And I would have moved. That's all my man had to do. Just say, you know, what the simple. You don't have to be doing all bare body language and shouting through the window. You didn't have to do that, bro. You see what I'm saying about conflict management? But I feel like a lot of guys from the ends here, that's how they are. Like, it's confrontation. Instead of just be calm and just try and, like, do you get what I mean, work with the person. Do you get what I mean? To just resolve the conflict or the altercation or whatever situation that you're in. Do you get it? But I feel like that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a hood mentality. Like, I feel like a lot of people have a hood mentality. Like, especially when you're from the ends, you have a hood mentality. Now, mind you, the guy, yeah, he looked like maybe he was like maybe 40s. I don't know, because he kind of slightly had some grey in his beard. So maybe he was 40s, I don't know. But still, so long as you've grown up in the ends, you probably have that hood mentality. And I feel like the younger you are, the more you have that hood mentality of just confrontation. Like, why do you think you see Bear Man, yeah, walking around like this? Do you get what I mean? That Bear Man do that screwing, like, straight face, like, do you get what I mean? Just and they could be the nicest guy, you know, brother. They could be the nicest guy. But they just walk around like, just bare serious. Hood mentality. Hood mentality. What I decided to do, yeah, when my man's saying all this and that, in my head, I'm just thinking, you know what? Don't mind him. You know, one of them ones, don't mind him, man. Don't pay him no mind. So I just moved forward a little bit. And then the other car who's blocking the road, who's obstructing the road, then followed me behind, and then the other car, the oncoming vehicle, was able to go through. I hope it makes sense, but I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. But so yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, I could have easily just said, you know what, F you. I could have just said, your mother. But I said, you know what, I'm just going to be the bigger person. I'm just going to move forward a little bit, even though I don't have to, because I'm not blocking the road, you know. The driver behind me is blocking the road. But I said, you know what, let me just move forward a bit. Let me not pay him no mind. I could have easily just stood there at a standstill, and just said, no, I'm not moving. So you just have to wait until the light goes green, and then I move, and then my man behind moves, and then you can go. Do you get what I mean? But then if I did that, my man, the person who wants to go, they could have probably started bibbing, or it could have got out his car and come to my window, and then Tutu's now it could have went from that to, cussing and all this kind of thing, and then it could have went to spitting, it could have went to throwing hands, like it could have been throwing bangs, like it could have really went left. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you see how things can spiral out of control because you don't know how to handle conflict management, like de-escalation? Do you get what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. But I feel like I was just trying to be the bigger person in, so I just said, I'm just gonna go. But I didn't have to. Do you get what I mean? I could have stood my ground, but I said, I'm gonna leave it, innit? I would just go. Do you get what I mean? But I'm just simply saying, like, a lot of people don't know how to handle conflict, and then this is why you have a lot of, like, stabbing incidents and stuff like that, because people don't know how to handle conflict. Like, even in collie days, like, people, like a lot of stabbings happen because of altercations. I feel like 9 times out of 10 stabbings happen because of altercations, because this person said this, that person said that, or whatever, social media or whatever, and then they back up in real life in the flesh, and then they're like, what's up cuz, what's up, them ones there, they're like, what's up, like what are you saying, like what are you actually telling me, them ones there, and then Tutu, now something happens along the way, and then fight breaks out, there's a brawl, and then someone pulls out a machete, and then all you see, stab, and then people cut. And this is what happens because conflict management, like, if you, like, I was watching something on BBC iPlayer, yeah, and this guy, he came from the Caribbean, yeah, to the UK to get eye surgery, and then he was also going to study engineering. I think it was somewhere in like Birmingham or something. And then from then, yeah, he was walking with his friends through the park, and then there was these two 12-year-olds, I think two 12-year-olds with a girl. One of them, I don't know if it was like one of them's girl or whatever, I don't know. But two 12-year-old boys and a girl. Something happened. I think one of them, I think the guy from the Caribbean, one of them, someone bunked someone. If you're from the Caribbean, you know about bunks. Someone bunked someone, yeah. Basically, someone barged someone, yeah. And then something happened, altercation happened, and then they were running. The guy from the Caribbean was running, yeah, with his friends. And then the 12-year-olds, because bear in mind as well, this guy, yeah, from the Caribbean was like, I think he was like 16. Forgive me, I don't even remember his name, yeah. But I just call him the guy from the Caribbean. The guy from the Caribbean, yeah, was running with his friends, yeah, with his boys, and then the two 12-year-old boys, the dickheads. How are you 12 years old? And I think these times it must have been like 9 o'clock and that. 12 years old in the park chilling at like 9 o'clock. Like, it doesn't really mean, like, where's the parents? But anywho, they're running now. They're chasing them. They're pursuing them. And then the guy from the Caribbean must have dropped. And then what happened? Stab. They had a group chat, yeah. Obviously, word got around that, one of the 12-year-old boys had stabbed someone. And then, so in the group chat now, the one who did the stabbing was like, it is what it is. I don't really care. Heartless. No conscience. No remorse. And what happened? They got like 8 years. 8 years. So, but that's what I'm saying, like, conflict, like, where did it stem from? Where did that stabbing stem from? These guys didn't know each other from Adam. But where did it stem from? Altercation, from conflict. I seen another incident here. I was on the bus this time, driving. I remember it was 277, Mile End. What happened? I don't know. I don't even know what happened. But Tutu's now the guy behind, I think it was, no, the guy in front must have got out of his car, went to the guy behind, because it was the guy in front and the guy behind, like two cars having an altercation. He got out of his car in front, went behind, And it was a big brother, like a big black brother, a big guy, like he looked hench as well. So I think he kind of intimidated my man behind, yeah. My man must have just went to the car, flung open the door, and was like, what? Like what are you saying? And instantly then, yeah, I thought, rah, this could end badly. Like this could end fatal. This could really end fatal. Do you get what I mean? Because from time you're flinging open someone's door, car door, you're asking for trouble. And the thing is, muscle is not gonna save you, bro. Muscle is not gonna save you, like, because that's what I was thinking as well. Like, you could say, okay, cool, you're gonna go and learn boxing, you're gonna go and learn Muay Thai, you're gonna go and learn karate. But I feel like if it's not something like boxing, Muay Thai, all them kind of things there, yeah, like it's self-defense, but it's with your hands in it. It's not something to where you can actually grab a weapon from the assailant, from the perpetrator. Do you get what I mean? You can't grab the weapon really. Do you get what I mean? It's just like, it's with your hands in it. That's what I'm saying. So you can do all the boxing and stuff like that, but guys are out here carrying long machetes, swords, bro, swords, like in these maybe Harry Potter Viking films, bro. Swords, chinging, like they're carrying swords, long swords. So all the boxing you want to do ain't gonna defend you from a long sword that gets pierced through your heart. There's guys, they want to stab you up, and not stab you in the leg or something to just make you bleed out or something. I mean, you could still die from, you know, a wound in your leg, but they want to stab you through the heart. That guy they killed, that Caribbean guy that they killed, yeah, through the heart, through the back, through the heart, through the head. 12-year-old. So that's what I'm saying. You could do all the martial arts, boxing that you want, but I feel like you have to be able to avoid conflict. Like, I feel like gone are the days, maybe like when you're in school, because obviously like growing up in school, yeah, if someone like was to push you or barge you or was to like do something to you, yeah, and you just like ignored it, what would they say? You're a pussy. They would say you're a pussy. Do you get what I mean? They would say you're a pussy. But I feel like now you have to be a pussy. I feel like Mandem have to be a pussy now, you know. I feel like obviously it gets to the point where I got a cold, man, forgive me. Please pardon me. But I feel like you have to slightly be a pussy nowadays, you know. I'll be real. I feel like you have to be a pussy nowadays. Because if not, you will end up 6 feet under. The way it's going now, with guys carrying long swords and stuff, you will end up 6 feet under, bro. I'm just being honest. I feel like 9 times out of 10 you'll end up 6 feet under. What people are carrying, you end up 6 feet under. You know them ones there. So I feel like, and I remember and it's true. If someone's like, if you know, sometimes it's tight, so, or maybe you're walking, but then the other person, like maybe you're walking on the pavement, yeah, 2 people ahead of you, and the second person isn't trying to just move over so that you can come through, and then you end up barging someone, you end up barging each other. I feel like situations like that, you just need to just, you know, one of them ones, you just need to do one of them ones instead of just barging him, because if you barge him, it could end up fatal. Altercation arise, conflict arise, fatal. You get the wrong person, fatal. Do you get what I mean? I remember I saw something in Elephant. I was in Elephant one time, yeah, bopping through Elephant. The guy behind, yeah, he must have tripped up the guy in front. And the man was like, what are you doing? Like, do you get what I'm saying? But then they just walked off. Nothing happened. Thank God nothing happened. Because if the guy behind got the wrong person to do that to, the wrong person to trip up, could have fatal. Fatal. It could have ended up fatal. Do you get what I mean? All it takes the guy in front to say, what? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Juk. Dead. Do you get what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I feel like you have to do all that you can to avoid conflict. Obviously, it gets to a point where you have to, you can't be bullied, in it. Like, you have to defend your honor. Like, you have to stand up for your rights, in it. You know, you can't be, you know, stepped on. You can't be you know, walked on like a rug. Do you get what I mean? You can't. But I feel like at the same time, you need to try your best to avoid conflict, or if there's like an altercation or whatever, de-escalate by pulling back. Do you get what I mean? Like, be the bigger person, pull back. They don't teach conflict management like in school and stuff like that, but then I guess as you grow older and you become an adult, the onus is on you to actually de-escalate and, do you get what I mean, and actually, you know, deal with conflicts. Like, though, you know, I'm just simply saying, yeah, you can't really be too confrontational nowadays, I feel like, because if you do, you can end up 6 feet under. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, man, I just had a thought, like, I just thought and just was like, right, like, let me just come on and just talk about conflict management, because it's very, very important, very, very important, especially when you're living in the ends. Do you get what I mean? Like, when you're touching the hearts of South London, East London, Northwest, North especially, and I'm saying the hearts, like the inner city, the ends, those parts especially. Maybe you don't need to do conflict management too tough in maybe Devon or, you know, some rural countryside place, but when you touch the hearts of the ends, I feel like you need to be doing conflict management, bro. Like, I think like you can't be too confrontational. But let me know what you lot think, yeah? Drop a comment in that. Like, I'd like to know what you man think. But yeah, I just had a thought and I just thought I'll just come on and just talk about it, innit? But yeah, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.